What's up guys, welcome to the Sound Design channel. My name is La and today we're going to look at this huge deep house bass made in Serum. Let's have a quick look. Cool, and I'll just show you now with some context with drums around it. Cool, so yeah, it's a really big sound. Yeah, great for deep house and melodic house. So let's have a look at it. There's quite a bit to go over. I've broken it into 3 different layers. So we'll first start with the sub. Cool, yeah. So you can see here, it's literally just the sub on a sawtooth, which is tuned down to the second, or -2 on the octave, essentially. Nothing else is happening here. This is all turned off, so they're not doing anything. I could just literally have the sub filtered and it will give me the result that I want. I just want like a nice deep sub. The reason why I've separated it is because on this main layer, which I'm going to show you in a second, it has reverb and delay on and things like that. And I don't want that for the sub. I just want this nice solid sub layer. So the other thing that we should look at is just this envelope. What this envelope is doing is just giving it a nice, quick, plucky attack. The LFO isn't doing too much, but it's just assigned to the decay and the release. So over a long period of time, well, not a huge period of time, but 4 bars, it's going to slightly open the decay and slightly open the release to just give the sound a little bit of a kind of human feel, or a feel that it's just moving over time or evolving, I guess. That is it. So it's just this envelope being attached to the cutoff. If I take this away, or if I bypass and we put it back on, it's giving it just a little bit more bite, but really it's not a huge amount. There's also a little bit with this note, so the note tracking. So as you move up the keyboard or move down the keyboard, it's going to affect something. And in this case, we've attached it to the cutoff. I'll take this away. It's a bit more flat. So you're really like feeling the notes a bit more. And that's it for the sub layer. I've just got it with a really big side chain to the kick, really strong ratio, and the threshold's pretty low here as well. So let's move on to the main layer. Yeah, really big. So this sound is taken from FurCloud's Serum pack through Production Music Live, the Inner Bloom pack, and it's the bass called Rewind. Oh, there we go. Yeah, the bass called Rewind in that pack. So let's have a look at this layer. So this originally would have had this sub layer as well. Obviously, we don't need the sub now because we've got the sub in the other part of the sound. And this is just 2 sawtooths. They have a bit of unison, so it's being spread a little bit. And then we're just decreasing the detune here so it doesn't sound too strange. If you put these 2 close together. Yeah, so you really want the detune to be reduced quite a bit there. The volume is pretty much equal on these 2 sawtooths, but one of them is pitched down to, a bit lower, so it's just playing it's playing octaves essentially. And then it's the same plucky envelope here, just on this one. Same LFO, so it's opening over time. You can see here. That's literally just assigning an LFO like this, and then attaching that LFO to the decay or the release. Well, that's what we've done, the decay and the release, just a little bit, and then just setting the bar at bar 4. So then over a period of time, it's just going to increase over time. And we'll just take that away now. Cool. So some other stuff. We've got this key tracking again here, same as what I showed before. We've got a bit of white noise this time, which is being engaged, and that's being manipulated or being modified by envelope 1. So it's the same shape that's on the cutoff. We've got this really short, plucky shape, and it's being attached to the white noise as well, so it's giving it a bit of air there. And then we've got some macros here. So these are just macros that you can assign to things, and then if you want to adjust the cutoff, you can do it with this macro. So this macro is assigned to the cutoff, and that means that we can affect the cutoff just here. Just really handy, and then you can just assign that down here, and you can just play around with it within the track. Another one is being attached to the noise, so you can play around with that as well. Let's go to the effects. So we've got a little bit of reverb, not too much, but just a little bit to give it some sense of space, and then a nice bit of delay. Take these off. So you can hear the delay. I've actually offset the timing of it a little bit. I like it to be a little bit off from each other. Originally it was on 1/4 on both, but I wanted a little bit of a, gives it a little bit of a, I don't know, groove. All right, cool. So that is the sound. So let's have a look now at some processing. We've got a strong EQ, getting rid of any of the lows, and on the sub we have then just blocked off a lot of the top part of the sound, just concentrating on the low part. But I've left in a little bit after this 100 hertz here, because it really does warm up the sound quite a bit. So I'm essentially layering that part of the frequency together. But the sounds are different in tone, so they are going to layer quite nicely. And we've got this strong sidechain again, but it's a little bit less on the threshold. Some OTT, but a really, really small amount, like 12%. Let me just show you with and without. Brings out quite a bit more of the top end of the sound, which is what I want, just a bit of air. And then I've put an EQ again afterwards, just so I can really fine tune anything that I want to adjust. So I've added a little bit more air here with some EQ, and that's it. And then just really capping off the real lows in the sound. So let's have a look at the reverse bits that I've got here. Really does help to fill in the gaps within this bass. Like all together, you get a nice groove going. Yeah. It's just like introducing the next part essentially. All I did for that, it's real simple, is just set up an audio channel. You assign the audio from main or main bass. Press record on here, and then you can just record. So we've got this bit here. So we just want this small bit. And you can see that's the same as this tail here. Then you take this bit and I'll just press R on it and it's reversed. And now I've got this thing that I can move around and I can change the pitch of it. So say if I want it to be a bit deeper, I go on Complex Pro here and we can just make it so it's deeper in pitch. So we go to 12 semitones. Whenever you're going down in pitch, it's good to change the formant, so to use less formants, and if you're going up in pitch, you want more formants. So let's have a listen to this thing now. We'll take off the input. We're just listening to this. And then without the pitch. So that's the original pitch, and then we just pitched it down, so it gives it a bit of meat to it. You can also do lots of other things here. You can put beats on, and you can put it onto like trans, and then put it on 16, so you'll get a bit of a... So it's like gating the sound essentially, which could be fun at some point. Let's try it. We'll just reverse this here, and maybe like, let me listen to it with everything. Get rid of that. Yeah, or even just the little stab here, just adding another note, and that could be something you do later on in the track. So yeah, it's quite good to always record things that you have and then put them into audio, and then you can manipulate them a little bit more and change them around and do things with them. And that's what I've done here with this sound, which is another sound taken from Serum. It's just a patch in the same pack from FurCloud. It's one of the effects, just FX Atmos 12. So this is the original sound. Just going through a big shimmer. And so I just recorded that after it's gone through the shimmer, and then pitch these two to different pitches. So we've got this one, which is like really low down, and then we've got this one, which is on its original pitch. And it just makes like a nice kind of like choir in a way of that sound. and it helps to add a bit of atmosphere just before the drop. So that's it. Everything else in the track, or this little idea, not really a track, is taken from a mix of different things. We've got some stuff from the Chios pack, some of these perks here that are quite nice. I've just layered a bunch of perks playing like a nice pattern, and we've got some hats there taken from probably the Organic pack, another Bemboma pack. Yeah, a few different things in there. But yeah, I hope this was helpful for you guys. If you want to see anything else on this idea, or if you want to see me go further with this idea, then let me know and I'll be sure to cover it. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Make sure that you like the video, you subscribe and you comment and you share it with all your friends, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.